Because no one's done it before.
Some incredible stories, some incredible companies.
Welcome to the Meat and Potatoes podcast. Today we're joined by Tommy Joe Lucia, who's the general manager of the Days of 47 Cowboy Games and Rodeo. How are you, Tommy Joe?
I'm doing great, Garrett. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Appreciate you taking the time to join today. And I love the rodeo. As you know, we've been working together on some things for the past few years, and I think there's a lot of people out there that love the rodeo. So tell us a little bit about the Days of 47 Cowboy Games and Rodeo, why it's so cool, and why you enjoy being a part of it.
Well, it's interesting because the rodeo started in Salt Lake in 1857. And it's a part of the overall heritage of the Pioneer celebration. And I don't know, some of the people that watch this podcast may or may not kind of be aware of the Pioneer Day celebration, which is very near and dear to all the people in Utah, celebrating kind of the heritage and the pioneer excursion into the valley. And so the rodeo has been a huge part of that. Interestingly enough, it was downtown where the Jazz play. And then 3 years ago, we built our own stadium at Utah State Fair Park that seats 10,000. And we also switched it to a $1 million event. So there's $1 million in prize money in the Cowboy Games and the rodeo. And so there's lots of stuff going on. Huge youth rodeo that's a part of the games. There's a Road to the Horse event in Heber. And then, of course, our big rodeo nightly. So, you know, it's a great family entertainment event. And it's when you come to the event, you can immerse yourself in the heritage. If you don't know anything about it, for free, you can walk through a pioneer village. There's Native American village with teepees. I mean, there's hours of fun to do that cost nothing at Fair Park, and then you can come to the rodeo. Yeah.
And the thing with rodeos, whether you're a cowboy, a part-time cowboy, or just a city slicker, everyone leaves with a smile on their face because as entertainment goes, it's got a lot of everything. And so appreciate you giving the context of the history. It's also one of the top 5 rodeos in America, right? With size and prize money and all of that.
We in 2019, we were in top 5. This year with COVID, right now, we're the second largest event scheduled. Now things are changing. But you know, these winners receive $25,000 to win it, and there's over $600,000. Actually, there's $750,000 in prize money and bonuses that are available to these cowboys, and that's huge. That is really huge. That's life-changing money. And what really makes us unique is in the tradition of the Olympic successes that we've had in the Valley. This is the only gold medal rodeo where we present gold, silver, and bronze medals, which is unique because the Olympics opening celebration will be similar to our event this year. And so we do that annually. O.C. Tanner makes the original Olympic medals. So these cowboys and cowgirls don't just get buckles. They get these medals, which are one of a kind, Olympic style, exactly like the people got when they were here in Salt Lake. So it's very unique. And you're right, there's fun for 2-year-old to 92. It's just really a really clean and fun event.
Absolutely. Yeah, these are like world-class cowboys and cowgirls too. 2 years ago, I was at the rodeo, and some of the more successful cowboys, there's a few helicopters that were landing close by because they would ride and then go to another rodeo. You know, that's how tough they are. But it's upper level cowboys from all the way from the rough stock to the roping and everything in between.
And not only that, we bring livestock in from Canada and Florida so that the best livestock in the country gets matched up with the best cowboys in the country, and it makes for, and when you're riding for that kind of money, the biggest guns bring their guns to town, so to speak. So if you haven't experienced a rodeo, or at least experience the heritage of our, you can come for free and experience the heritage. And for $14, which is cheaper than an espresso, you can come in and watch a 2.5 hour rodeo. We have a big giant fireworks display every night afterwards that's worth the price of admission alone.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm a big fan of rodeo, and that's a big reason you're a guest on the podcast. But the reason that the other main reason is it's a fantastic opportunity for companies up and along the Wasatch Front here in Silicon Slopes to send their employees there as a fun perk and benefit. And you guys have some plans for companies that would like to do that, correct?
We do. We'll provide the information to you to put up, but we have a package called the Heritage Club that is a VIP package, reasonably priced, that allows a company to buy a minimum of 10 tickets a night. So it's a minimum of 50. And it includes vouchers for a barbecue sandwich, chips, and a drink in a VIP tent on the concourse. And so, you can distribute those tickets to employees or VIPs or customers. And like I said, it starts at 50 tickets, and the whole package with meals is $3,500. And you get signage on the exterior of the building, and you're kind of a part of the heritage package, and you can do what you want with those tickets. And with our Silicon Slopes partners, because you've been so gracious to us, the package is normally $3,500, but we're going to discount it to $3,000 for any Silicon Slopes members, so that we really want your group. And we know the rodeo and know the heritage, but we really want your group to kind of expand and see all of this unique stuff we have here in July.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so for Silicon Slopes sponsors, it's a $500 discount, and there's all the perks, the food, the ping pong table, the insurance, all of that. This is a really fun one and affordable, where your employees will have a really enjoyable night and experience something new. And on the Silicon Slopes side, the tradition and legacy is important to carry on. If you went to rodeos growing up and then didn't take your kids, that link in the chain could be broken, and nobody really wants that in the state, right? Because this is an important rodeo. It's part of heritage, but it's, from an economic development perspective, it's an important part of what goes on in the summer, correct?
It absolutely is. Millions of dollars are brought to the community, and we have a national broadcast on CBS that highlights what's happening in Salt Lake City. So this is a great event, very well supported. We encourage you to come out. We've never had a fan disappointed, and that's unique, that we haven't gotten any emails of disappointed fans. So we would love to. We think some of your folks are a new audience. And this would really, heritage is important to this conservative kind of based state. And so immersing yourself in that would be great, I think, for everybody involved.
I agree. We agree here at Silicon Slopes 100%. And, if rodeo is not your thing, if you're just a city slicker, as they say, you've got the rodeo and all the other fun things that you've talked about, but then there's like quirky, cool entertainment with, like, a couple of years ago, there was buffalo, like jumping on top of trucks, like these animal trainers. And, you got these big kind of Clydesdales doing all sorts of ornate footwork. So you'll be entertained regardless. It's not a halftime show where somebody's playing the saxophone. It's like nonstop entertainment.
It is Western lifestyle entertainment. This year we have a Mexican charro with him and his 10-year-old son that are trick roping artists. We have hitches. We do what's called the Parade of Champions, where we bring in authentic in-period costume people and walk through the history of the valley up into the present day. So some of the Native American headdresses and stuff that are a part of the Parade of Champions at the beginning of the rodeo are breathtaking. They're authentic and beautiful. And like I said, you can come down for free. There's a carnival. There'll be about 20 or 30 vendors inside an air-conditioned tent with everything from cowboy spurs to funnel cakes.
Yeah.
And so it's a good time. State Fair Park's a great place, easy to get into. Dipping your toe in this would be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. All right, so you're a cowboy. What's your favorite event of this rodeo?
Ooh, that's a tough question, Garrett. If I answer this, then you do too. Everybody loves bull riding. But I actually, one of my favorite events is called the saddle bronc riding. And that's because it combines danger and finesse. So a bull rider, and the bull riders won't like when I say this, a bull rider hangs on to 2,000 pounds and they need to stay on top, and it's very, very dangerous. These saddle bronc riders, they get in a saddle, right? And they have their hand with one big long rope, and they have to time their feet with the horse bucking. And if you don't, it's like an injection rocket. It'll shoot those guys out about 60 feet in the air. And I just love a beautiful saddle bronc ride for the horse and the cowboy is something just really breathtaking, because these animals, that's the other thing. We hear all the time about the animals, 1 out of every 300 horses becomes a bucking horse, because being a bucking horse is a genetic inherent thing, right? Yeah. They love to buck, and they love to see people fly off of them. And these animals, some of these bucking horses, cost $150,000, and they work 8 seconds at a time.
Yep.
They're just like, some of the race horses. So I like saddle bronc riding. Of course, I love bull riding. We added a new event, Women's Breakaway, which, you know what, I really enjoyed it. These ladies, cowgirls from all across the country, they do it. It's just a roping event, and some of these girls are roping these cattle in 2 seconds. So you can almost blink and miss it. It's great.
Yep, there's a lot of talent.
Now, what's yours?
I'm gonna have to stick with bull riding. All of it's pretty close, but I just love the energy that builds up, in between the break, and they're getting the back behind the bucking stocks, and the cowboys. You can see the nervousness on their face, and everybody gets a little bit quiet. That's the tipping point of why I like the bulls, but. Yeah, the saddle bronc is as close to like a ballet in rodeo, because the timing is so eloquent, but really cool. All right, so for those listening that are in these enterprises and corporations and startups, and if you're looking for a chance to give your employees a nice gift and a nice perk, let alone the networking, right? You can use these tickets in the Heritage Club however you see fit. It's a fun night. The stadium's beautiful. It's well done, and parking's easy, access is easy. It's just a well thought out rodeo. So we'll post all that information on how folks can get involved, and we'll help market and promote it. So that is it. We're just very big fans of your guys' product and all the work you do throughout the year for that 1 week. And again, thank you, Tommy Joe, for taking the time to join us today.
Thanks for having me on. And I love the name Meat and Potatoes. I look like a meat and potatoes guy, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a good meal, and it's a pretty good podcast name, I guess.
It is. Thank you for having me.
You bet. Thank you.